Assalamu alaikum guys. I think you all are. Okay, then let's start this lecture. From now on, yesterday lecture we have to discuss about the effective communication, internal, all the things we have to discuss. So today we have to learn about the influences on communication. So and now we have to discuss about communication influences. Then. As you all know, when we have to deliver the idea by first explaining the communication is shaped by personage, language skills, and emotional state surrounding in culture. I have to tell in this short way in this slide, but we have to go sometime deep. You can explain that how I can explain. Younger students often need simpler language, while older students might grasp abstract concept more easily. Emotions like stress, excitement also affect how messages are received. You know about the language, how language is used. Surroundings like a quiet or noisy classroom can influence his focus, as you all know. And finally, culture specifies culture about culture shapes how we interrupt tone, gesture, and the context. By being aware of these factors, you, as a teacher, as a student, as anything you are a health professional, as you have, as you are, can make your communication more effective and inclusive for all of us. Next slide, we have to congruency of message. This is verbal and non-verbal communication must be congruent in argument. What does it means? And now we can explain a little bit so you understand about the congruency. uh, so when we say congruency, we mean that the verbal message and the non-verbal cues are aligned, they match each other. For example, if I say I'm happy to help, here my tone, my facial expression, and body language should also reflect that positivity. When they are congruent, it builds trust and clarity. When they clash, like smile with a flat tone, people get confused or skeptical. So uh, this is the congruency of messages. And the next one is listening and observing. How we can listening and observing are two of the most valuable skills in a nurse can have. If you're a nurse, if you're anything, you have, you're a health professional, you're something like, I have no idea basically who you are. But listening, when we listen, we have a knowledge, we have a reason how we should have to talk, we have, and we have to observing. These two are most important for a nurse. These two skills are used to gather the subject and objective data for the nursing assessment. You know about the subject and objective data. uh, the patient gives the subjective data and the nurse conclude this is, I think, objective data. And the next slide is active listening. Oh, it's too much important. Sometimes we learn listening, but active listening is uh, of that's very amazing. The process of hearing spoken words and noticing non-verbal behavior. In active listening, we don't hear words. We have to say that we have in simple listening we hear some words, but in active listening we hearing spoken words, but we listen on noticing non-verbal behavior like gestures, like her body language, her facial expression. We, after noticing this, we conclude that this verbal behavior, non-verbal behavior are matching or not. Is she and he is lying to me or not? We can conclude that if a person has an active listening. So it's take energy and concentration also. And next we have to study about therapeutic communication. It's also very important to have a play role in our communication. Sometimes it is called effective communication. It is proposal and goal oriented, creating a beneficial outcome for the client. It's something like therapy. Some time, or how should I say, like, so therapeutic communication is a proposal goal oriented from interaction often used in healthcare settings. Unlike casual conversation, it's structured to build trust, offer support, and encourage the client to express their feelings. The goal is always to promote a positive outcome, increasing increase understandings, reduce anxiety, or better health decision. So by being intentional with your tone, listening actively, and using empathetic language, you help create a safe, supportive environment that empowers your client. And we have to discuss about the next one. Goals. What is the goals of therapeutic communication? I have to all the things discussed in that slides. I think this is very good for you. I think you cannot, this is not made for exams, but it made for exam, but not, this is only, I have not make for that purpose. I have to make purpose. You can you can sure that you can listen carefully. You are active listener. You can communicate effectively. How you interact with other persons. Okay, please like and subscribe this channels. This is made for education, and my YouTube channel I have most of that lecture, I think, on everything. So goals. What is the goals of therapeutic communication? To obtain or provide information, to develop trust, to show caring, to explore feelings. Therapeutic means it's mean how we develop trust, how a nurse develop trust with your patient. When the patient trust healthcare system made very perfect, and I think that's very better for everyone who is enhancing communication. How we enhance the communication, that's very important. First of all, we have to caring, genuineness, warm, active listening, empathy. You know what empathy? The capacity to understand another feelings, and acceptance and respect. These all factors are very important. We have to enhance communicate from that all these factors. And the other, how we communicate, communication techniques. Sometimes we have not the communication technique, we have not an idea how we use the techniques for communication. Let's first of all clarifying, validating, asking open question, paraphrasing, and then summarizing and focusing. Please, you have to clear. Okay, the barriers are the closed question, false reassurance, judgmental responses, defensive reflex, changing the subject. That's the barriers. And let's, it's about the nurse and client communication. This is the main focus of my slides, because I think I am in Pakistan now, so there is not a good and effective communication between nurse and client. So I want to improve this. Please, nurse, please listen to this and please make an effect on that, on yourself. I don't say every nurse has like very bad behavior, but I don't say some have. I think 90. In my country, there is much need of effective communication. There is no good communication. This is not the. I think this is not the mistakes of every students. The syllabus we have, the inter, the something surroundings we have. So that's the main focus. So uh, we are distracted at the time. So almost every nurse-client interaction should involve therapeutic communication. Nurse-client communication is influenced by both the nurse and the client. Down three phases of nurse-client communication. You can the introduction, fairly short, expectations clarified, mutual goal set. When the nurse interact with the client, working, major portion of the used to accomplish goals, outline introduction, feedback from client essential. Derivation. Nurse asks if client has questions, summarizing the topics, another way to indicate closure. You can think, okay, a nurse communication is affected by past experience, state of health, home situation, workload, staff relations. You all know. I think this is the factors in my country also. So client communication affected by social factors, religion, family situation, level of consciousness, state of illness, visual hearing, and speech ability, language, and we have to cut off this lecture right now. And I think this I make it clear. And thank you so much for listening me. Allah Hafiz.